Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike. Hare Krishna. So I would like to welcome each one of you for this wonderful Kartik month that is starting from today. Unfortunately, my PPT is not opening. Give me just 1 minute. So before we delve a little deeper and think about the significance of Kartik, those of you who have been coming, I'm assuming many of you are regular here. Do you remember any of the themes that we had in our previous Kartiks? You have never come. Anybody? Damodarastaka is anyway standard, but the themes that we were having, like last time, do you remember? Godhan Puja is anyway one of the festivals which comes during Kartik month. Goswamis we did during this Jhulan, the 5 days of Jhulan that we were doing. That time we were doing Jhulan. It's good to little bit recollect. During Kartik month meditation. What was that? What was the theme there? There was one theme based on which we were doing all of those. That was last year. So if you don't remember, you can repeat after me. Etavan Sankhya Yoga Bhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janmalabha Parapumsan Ante Narayana Smriti. So it doesn't matter whether you are doing Sankhya or you are following the path of yoga. Etavan Sankhya Yoga Bhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya. Maybe you're not doing Sankhya or yoga or you're doing something else. Maybe you are busy engaging in your duties, in your activities. Etavan Sankhya Yoga Bhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya. You're very religiously you are executing all your duties. But as per this Vedic literatures, the highest gain or the most successful man is he who's not a millionaire, who's not a billionaire, who's not the most famous. Janma labha parapumsan ante narayana smriti. If you are able to remember the Lord at the time of death, that is considered to be the most successful. This is what we had taken as a theme last time. And okay, anybody remembers previous to that what we had done? I don't know why this PPT is not opening. Okay, I'll not keep a lot of suspense, but there's a verse from Bhagavad Gita that we had taken as one of the themes the time when we were having that frog and all. This is last year, so I just wanted to share a little bit because my PPT is not opening. So the verse that we had in one of the earlier Kartik month was Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhabrata. Yesham tu antagatam papam. When all the sinful activities, so there's some problem. When all the sinful activities of our life comes to a full stop. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam Te dvanda moha nirmukta. They become free from dualities and they become free from moha, illusion. That one can engage in devotional service to the Lord, Dridhabrata, with a determined way. So, Kartik is a month. Actually, for devotees, every day is a festival. Of course, there is very special significance of this month, Kartik, which we will try to see. And we will try to meditate on some things. Unfortunately, the PPT is not opening. I'll share something. Pay attention. Bear with me. I want to give you this thought. Imagine today not being the first day if it is the final day of Kartik, right? And Kartik has come to an end. The wonderful nectarian pastimes of Krishna that we will be hearing in these coming days have all come to an end. And you go back home. There's no more Damodar Ashtakam from tomorrow. And there is no more offering of ghee lamps. There is no more absorbing and involving ourselves this wonderful pastimes of Krishna and transporting ourselves to Vrindavan, even though we are here in Boston. That opportunity is gone. How much we feel intensely, how sad we feel when Kartik comes to an end. Today is the beginning. Today is the first day of Kartik month. Right? If we are really serious, this is the month of Radharani. And Radharani is much more merciful than Krishna, much more. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, if you read in the 10th chapter where Krishna talks about the different opulences, he say of all the months I am Margashisha, which comes after Kartik. But Kartik comes before Radha Krishna. We say first Radha, Hare Krishna. Krishna's energy or Radharani comes before Krishna comes. And this is her month. Any service we do in this month, any little service, it's a guaranteed. It gets multiplied so many times. We are called sadhakas. Sadhakas means our life will not be always a steady straight line. It will go ups and downs. Sometimes we'll feel the peaks. Sometimes we'll go down. Sometimes again we will get the enthusiasm. Sometimes we will lack. But this 1 month is a wonderful opportunity where even if we are going through some low phases, our chanting is not so good, or our reading is not good, our absorption in Krishna is not good, we can revive, we can come back, we can recover. So that is why this month is very special, very, very special. This month, of course, in every month we have some festivals, but this is a special month which is filled with so many festivals. Prabhupada Disappearance Day, Govardhan Puja, there is Gopastami, Bahulashtami, I don't know, Diwali, just keeps coming. Every day is a festival. More than anything else, it is also the month where all the devotees go to Vrindavan and offer this beautiful prayer called Damodar Ashtakam. Beautiful prayer. And of course, they offer ghee lamps, right? So each one of you will get an opportunity to offer ghee lamps and sing this wonderful song called Damodar Ashtakam. Such beautiful, glorious thing. So what are we going to focus this time? As I said, imagine, always think what we are getting is not ordinary, not something very cheap. It may not appear to us the importance or the significance of it, but we are going to cover something. I mean, we're going to embark on a journey which is so special, spiritually so surcharged, so significant. If you want, Mataji, if he's not okay, you can take him, please, if it is. So we are going to go through this journey, which is spiritually very, very empowering and beneficial to all of us. I was just going through what we had done last time. We had spoken about the exam of life, where to receive the knowledge, what kind of knowledge, tonic for exam, mentality of the topper, 5 ways to mold our life, 6 benefits of bhakti, festivals like Diwali, Govardhan Puja, Gopastami, Bahulashtami, appearance of Radha Kunda, Thanksgiving, Srila Prabhupada disappearance, cruise kirtan. My God, what all we did! I was just amazed. So this time, the theme that I want to have, and probably you can. Sometimes, some of the simple things are very hard to strike. and we often neglect them. We don't realize. My question to all of you before we begin and see what could be the theme probably for this year. I want to ask you, when Krishna comes here, right? What is it that he wants to tell us? What is Krishna's objective behind coming down? What does he want us to know? I'm the well-wisher of everyone. Okay. What does he want to speak? What is it that we want to learn? We don't belong here, we belong there. Okay. Whatever you do, do wholeheartedly. Okay. He's our only destination. All are right answers. Um, okay, I'll chant one verse. You can repeat maybe two verses. And based on that, we will have some discussion. This is from Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 1st and 2nd verse. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham abhyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshva kabe bravet evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakalenah mahata yoga nashta parantapa. We'll do two more times. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Abhyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manurikshva Kabe Brave Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu Sakalenah Mahata Yoga Nashta Parantapa. So very important, these two verses. And Krishna says something which is very, very important. Why he comes down. So he says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Imam Vivashvate Yogam. I came down to give something to Vivasvan. And the word that is used is Yogam. And the literal translation of the word Yogam is the science of one's relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The science of one's relationship to the Supreme. So this yoga is something which we have forgotten. The science of our relationship with the Supreme Lord. I want to share one video with you. Hopefully the video will play. This is a common scene probably in India, those of you who have traveled. You would have seen when the train sometimes comes to the platform, the engine gets decoupled from the bogies, isn't it? Sound is interesting. Sound, what happened? There it is when nothing works. So I just wanted to share this visuals. Imagine when the train comes and gets parked in the station. Sometimes the engine in the front gets decoupled, and then another engine gets added from the back. This is a video which shows exactly how that happens. And when that happens, you can feel the jerk if you are sitting in the bogie, right? And then there is a thudding noise, and then it gets coupled, which it shows. And then the engine moves in the reverse direction. Now imagine the engine is moving at a speed of 95 miles per hour. Okay, what will be the speed of the bogie at that time? Same 95 miles per hour. Why? The bogie, is it moving on its own? Is there an energy that is driving it? No, actually the engine is moving. Since the bogie is connected with the engine, the bogie also starts moving in the same speed. Same holds true. Actually, the Supreme Lord is Sat, Chit, and Ananda. When we get connected to Him, we experience eternal bliss, eternal knowledge, and eternal relationship. That we have forgotten. And because of that forgetfulness, in this material world, we are rotting life after life, life after life. We are trying to be eternal, we are trying to be happy, we are trying to be full of knowledge, we are acquiring so many things, but nothing seems to satisfy us. Today in the morning, we had a beautiful class by Satyagur Prabhu. There is a whole chapter in Bhagavatam which says Devahuti's lamentation. Mother Devahuti is very advanced. Her husband created a palace for her in the sky, and they were enjoying in that. They had some child from their progeny after their meeting and all. But after all those elaborate arrangements, Mother Devahuti is lamenting, regretting, oh, so much time was wasted. So Krishna comes for just one thing. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham abhyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshvakave brabhet. I have shared this knowledge, this imperishable science, the imperishable science of yoga, but Prabhupada says it, the science of one's relationship to the Supreme. That science, once we connect with that Supreme Lord, once we get hooked to attach to that Lord, we will run at the same speed of Lord, like the pure bliss, the pure knowledge, the pure existence. Currently, we are decoupled and we are struggling in this material world. So, what happened? Why this knowledge is lost? Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakalena mahata yoga nashta parantapa. Evam parampara, parapara. So this knowledge used to get transferred from one person who's very qualified, very, very knowledgeable, very erudite. He used to pass it on to the next person. And this is how it used to go. But sakalenaha mahata. Kala is also an energy of the Lord. Kala, that same energy of the Lord, it ensured there is a cycle. Now we are in Kali Yuga. Sakalenaha mahata yoga nashta. This gets destroyed. This knowledge gets, gets hidden somewhere. It gets into some kind of oblivion. Yoga nashta parantapa. And again, Krishna is coming to re-establish that. Again, he is coming to share that. So yoga, the word yoga is often misused and it has a very wide connotation, very big, very vast. One of the meanings of the word yoga is also called samatvam yoga uchyate. In second chapter, Krishna says that equanimity. I want to share what is this equanimity all about, and because today is the beginning, the whole month, the focus that we will be having is how do we re-establish our relationship with the Lord? Because if we can do that, like that bogie which is coupled to that engine, the engine is running at a very fast speed, the bogie is also going. If we are connected to the Supreme Lord, whatever we are hanging, the Lord is coming only for that. He has not said, Yoga, sakalenaha mahata yoga nashta parandapa. I have come here to give you that imperishable, that indestructible science of relationship with the Lord. Once we know that and we connect with the Lord, magic happens actually. Magic in life happens. But often because of the distractions, obligations, because of so many other things, we get caught up and we miss out on this. Actually, the more a person advances, the more he understands the basic principles. He doesn't get too analytical about this BC, this AD, that pastime, this thing, that thing. I know about, I'm not the body, I'm spirit, soul. All these things we know. But if you go into the deeper aspects of it, when you go into the finer aspects of it, whole Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita becomes alive. And that is what is the goal. We'll get a good opportunity, whatever 15, half an hour to 45 minutes every day to deep dive into it, to observe into this wonderful pastimes of Krishna, which can really transform. There is one verse in Bhagavatam. Let's just remember that verse, and then I'll share something about Samatvam, and then a little bit about Kartik month, and then we will sing Damodara Ashtakam. My only request to all of you, this is a vrata, like Urja vrata, right? We all know about this. I don't know how many of you are doing it for the first time, but I'm assuming many of you have been doing this for quite some time. You've been doing it. So this 1 month, Kartik month, is so special that it gives us an opportunity to remember Lord, to become serious in our sadhana, not just this year, not just this Kartik, for the rest of our life, every Kartik. We should become so serious. We should actually, when we come with the right intent and purpose to Sadhu Sangha, when we come there and when we associate and hear, the heart becomes so cleansed, which is otherwise so difficult. It's very difficult. But on a festival like a festival like this, 1 month festival, where we get sufficient opportunity to hear, that hearing process, it cleanses our heart completely if we have the right purpose and intent. And of course, doing the brata, which is mentioned in the scriptures, like every day offering ghee lamb, singing Damodara Ashtakam, getting up early in the morning, doing the Mangalarti, circumambulating Tulsi, and taking a small vow. If I am chanting 8 rounds, at least I should make a vow that I should chant not 128 rounds, maybe 10 rounds, maybe 12 rounds. A vow that I can commit and I can keep it up. I should not do something which I can't manage. But if I do that, we get special mercy of Radharani. Special mercy. This month is so special in that way. So since this is the beginning, and today we are starting the Kartik month, it is always helpful to remind ourselves, what is it that I want to do? And often our goal, when we hear some lofty pastimes like Krishna and Radha, today Sarat Purnima, when Krishna exhibited this wonderful rasa dance, that was like one night of Brahma. Imagine the fortune of gopis. And it's not like all of them were eternal associates. There are also mentioned, like, those of the people who are in the material world who are about to enter into the spiritual world. When they become perfect, they get a chance to associate with the Lord in one of the Bhauma Vrindavan, either as a Sakha, as a grass, or as a gopi. And that wonderful nectarian association of Krishna. So all those things happen today. And thanks to Srila Prabhupada and our scriptures, that we have an opportunity to know about it, at least, to relish, to observe, to immerse ourselves in it, and to prepare ourselves. It's not like it is beyond us. If we prepare ourselves properly, we can also achieve that same thing. So there is a verse in Bhagavatam which comes, if you want, you can repeat after me. It's a little long verse, but you can try. Ko nama tripye rasavet kathaya. Ko nama tripyed. I can put it right. Is it visible? Okay, you can repeat. Ko nama tripyed rasavet kathaya. Mahatamaikanta parayanasya. Nantam gunanam agunasya jagmur. Yogeshwaraye bhavapadma mukhya. Ko nama tripyed rasavet kathaya. Mahatamaikanta parayanasya. Nantam gunanam agunasya jagmur. Yogeshwaraye Bhavapadmamukhya. We'll do one more time. Ko nama tripye drasavit kathaya. Mahatamaikanta parayanasya. Nantam gunanam agunasya jagmur. Yogeshwaraye Bhavapadmamukhya. Beautiful words. Konama tripyad rasavit kathayam. Actually, rasavit, if somebody has some taste for spiritual things, some taste, little bit, rasavit. Konam, how can he be satisfied by hearing Krishna Katha? Maybe you would have heard last time, maybe you would have heard last week, maybe you would have heard last year. How can you be satisfied? Konam tripyed rasavit kathayam mahattamaikanta parayanasya. Whose katha? Who's that Krishna? Mahattamaikanta parayanasya. He's the shelter of all the shelterless people. Aikanta parayanasya. He is the only shelter. Mahattamaikanta parayanasya. Nantam gunanam agunasya jagmur. It is mentioned, Ananta Sesh, with his unlimited heads, has been glorifying the Lord for since time immemorial, since time eternally. I mean, he's doing, but he's not yet finished. Because Krishna himself, he increases his qualities. Yogeshwaraye Bhavapadma Mukhya. What to speak about Shiva and Brahma? Yogeshwara, even Krishna himself doesn't know. Even though Shiva and Brahma are also trying to fathom, they can never figure it out. The translation is, the personality of Godhead Lord Krishna is the exclusive shelter for all great living beings, Mahattam Ekanta Parayanasya, and his transcendental attributes cannot even be measured by such masters of mystic powers as Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Can anyone who's expert in relishing nectar, rasa, ever be fully satiated by hearing topics about him? Actually, in one way, Lord's pastimes and Lord's activities can satisfy, but at the same time, it can never satisfy us. Can anyone who's expert in relishing nectar ever be full? This is spoken by Sutta Goswami to all the sages of Naimisharanya in the beginning of Bhagavatam in 1st canto, 18th chapter. Wonderful verse. That should be our intent. That should be our purpose. That should be our commitment. That somehow or other, this month, it can be an impetus. It can be a trigger. It can be uddipana. Rupa Goswami uses the word uddipana. Uddipana is like, like something which is like a fire which is about to be extinguished, but it has not been extinguished. It's still there. You just add a little bit of ghee, or you just fan it, or you put something, it again catches. So like that, we have that inside our heart. That is why we are here. But somehow we take it lightly. Somehow some things come up in our life which we give priorities and precedences and obligations. And then we get distracted, and our sadhana is not going properly. This is a month. This is a month to again come back, again try it. Actually, this is what it is. Our life is meant for this. Believe me, when we come and when we hear, the relevant pastimes regarding that festival during the festival, like you are hearing about Prahlad Maharaj during Narsimha's, Narsimhadev's appearance, the Prahlad's characteristics or the glories or the instructions of Prahlad Maharaj, it has some different impact. Same holds true when we hear about the pastimes of the Rasalila pastimes, which often is misunderstood by people. They think it is some kind of mundane love affairs. Far from that. Because the lust in the heart will completely vanish by hearing that pastimes. Who are these gopis? What kind of sacrifice they have made in their life? Oh my God. Husbands, relatives, social custom, all the moral, this thing, everything they kept it aside to come to Krishna. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, like a river flows to the ocean. That is how we are actually like iron filings get naturally attracted to the magnet. We are also naturally attracted to Krishna. But one may say, अरे मेरा तो कुछ नहीं होता है प्रभु जी, आप तो बोल रहे हो naturally attracted. मैं इतना बार आता हूँ, सुनता हूँ, जाता हूँ, फिर भी मेरा chanting improve नहीं होता है. That's because we are rusted now. The rust is there, which is not allowing us to get attracted to Krishna. But Krishna is all attractive. His pastimes, his activities, his name, everything is attractive. And this month, we will have some special these things which will inspire us. The whole idea is we alone cannot do it. It's impossible. And the potency gets released when we come in association. Mama virya samvido. What is that? Satam prasangan mama virya samvido. Bhavanti ritkarna rasayana katha. Satam prasangan. Satam is devotees. Satam prasangan. Sata prasangan. Mama prasanga. When the Krishna's topics, pastimes, activities are discussed in association. Satam prasangan mama virya. Virya, that potency which gets released in that satsang, that potency helps us to remove all the doubts in our heart. That potency helps us to advance in spiritual life. Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katha. Oh, is it very displeasing? Or rasaya, is it like kasayana? Is it some bitter thing? No, hrit and karna both gets relish. Bhavanti hrit karna rasayana katha. What is the next line? Tad joshanad asu apavarga vartamani bhaktir ratir shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. Tad joshanad asu apavarga vartamani. Hearing, just by being present, we make progress in overcoming the cycle of birth and death. We become eligible for liberation. Apavarga. Tad joshanad asu, immediately apavarga vartamani. Shraddha. Shraddha is the beginning, the tender faith that we have. That becomes attraction, rati. And then bhakti, devotion. Shraddha, ratir, bhaktir, anukramishati. Step by step it happens. So it is within our hand, it is within our control, and it is something we should exercise. I'll just quickly finish 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, Kartik's pastime of Mother Yashoda binding Krishna. In 4 minutes. So it will be very small, this thing, but there are lots of depths, and there are a lot of things which can be expanded in this. Mother Yashoda, one day she got up and she decided that, my Krishna has been called as a thief, is doing all kinds of things. He goes and steals butter. Enough is enough. Today I'm going to make butter for him. So apparently Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda has got about 9 lakh of cows, 900,000 cows. And out of that, there are some chosen ones who are called Padma Gandha. They give milk which has got the fragrance of lotus, Padma Gandha. So she decided that she would do that on that day. And it was a Diwali day. She got up, she was dressed up, and she started churning the butter. She started churning the milk to produce the butter. And then she was doing that. And the best thing Bhagavatam says, all these principles are so wonderful. She was churning the butter, but she was recollecting the pastimes of Krishna. Oh, Krishna, my baby Krishna killed Putana. My baby Krishna killed Trinavrata. My baby Krishna killed, Sakatasura, and so on and so forth. And she was churning very happily. The moment she was doing, because her mind, even though she was doing a physical activity, mind was absorbed in Krishna Katha, naturally milk was pouring, and she was doing it so joyfully. And all these things are going on, and Krishna realizes that, Krishna wakes up and he comes, and he wants the attention of Mother Yashoda. He was hungry, so he stopped the churning rod. Mother Krishna takes Mother Yashoda takes baby Krishna and puts him on her lap and feeds. She's feeding and she is getting that Vatsalya rasa. The word Vatsalya in Sanskrit is so beautiful, so poetic. I wish we have time and we can all get the mood of Vatsalya is so beautiful, like a mother cow has affection for calf. That cannot be described in words. That's why they put it as Vatsalya. Mother Yashoda is experiencing, there is a ecstasy overflow of her emotions when she is feeding Krishna. But suddenly she realized that the Padmagandha milk, which is boiling there, they are falling down in the fire. I mean, the milk, when it spills in the fire, you can smell it. So she had a conflict, she had a dilemma, whether to feed Krishna or go and attend to that Padmagandha milk. She decides to keep Krishna on the floor, and she runs there. Acharyas tell very nicely, 1 minute to do this thing. Acharyas tell that actually the milk were talking amongst themselves. See, Mother Yashoda has got unlimited affection and compassion and love and devotion for Krishna. And there is no limit to the milk that she can feed. Look at our bad fortune. Hi, hi, hi. I mean, we will not get even a chance to go and be serve Krishna. So better we should commit suicide. That's why they were jumping off from the pot and they were falling in that fire. Anyway, so she does what she thought was the right thing, and she did. That's why we have this wonderful Damodar pastime. Otherwise, it would have never happened. And she went and she attended to the milk. And by the time she came, she saw that this Krishna has left the scene, and then he's breaking some pots and getting some butter and trying to steal with his baby feet wherever he has gone. You can make out it's not a professional thief. The marks are there everywhere, and Mother Yashoda goes with a stick. Enough. This time I am going to chastise. Not, I'll not leave Krishna. Goes and does, and the monkeys who were also fed. The monkeys also have unique this thing. They were the monkeys who helped Rama in Ramayana, and Lord Ram was feeling so obliged. He said, at least in next life, when I'll come as Krishna, I'll feed you sumptuously. So they were all fed, and they left, seeing that Mother Yashoda is around. Who was caught? It was Krishna, right? And Krishna was caught, and then with that, seeing that stick, Krishna started crying. The acharyas say actually there was no tears, as if he was pressing his eyes to remove some tears, just to make Mother Yashoda feels happy, satisfied. Anyway, by the time Mother Yashoda saw that Krishna is crying, she thought this is just too much, so she kept her stick away. And in the meantime, Krishna ran. Krishna ran, and then Mother Yashoda is trying her best, putting all her sincere effort and endeavor to capture Krishna. But it is not. And, as if the demigods were telling from the heaven, Arey, whom are you trying to capture? He is the Param Brahma, whom yogis are trying to meditate and capture him for years, for lifetimes, and he's not being captured. How will you be able to capture? That is where Prabhupada writes, Bhagavatam says, Harir Bhaktavasyata. Harir Bhaktavasyata. Actually, the Mayavadis, the Nirvisheshavadis, they talk about merging with the Lord. Here you can become more than the Lord. You can control the Lord by your bhakti. Harir Bhaktavasyata. Krishna gets captured. There are more interesting pastimes. The rope was falling short by 2 fingers. Interestingly, if you see the deities that we have, we do dressings on Saturdays, those of us who do. We make the Lord wear a vest, jewelry. What is that called? Kati, whatever it is called in Sanskrit. That was of the same length, the same, whatever the size of the belly of Krishna. But every time Mother Yashoda is bringing new robes, all her robes get exhausted. Then she had to go and get it from the neighbors. Still the robes, the robe has really become big, but it was falling 2 fingers short. Why, how, and what is the significance? We will see, but I would conclude with this one thing. We are going to focus on this yoga. Yoga is the only thing which Krishna is telling that he has come to impart. And this 1 month, whatever time we have, to whatever extent you can try, to whatever degree, if you are becoming sincere and you take a vow, it's time, because we don't know, like the lamentation of Devahuti, where she is telling that so much time is lost, so much time went in, the sense gratification business. It's not worth. Like that, so much time has already gone. That's okay. But whatever time we have, this 1 month, let me become serious. Let me do it. Let me sing this Damodar Ashtakam with full devotion, with full immersion. If time permits, sometimes we will see how beautiful this composition is. What wonderful composition by Satyavrata Muni. But our goal will be every day we will chant at least 1 verse. That should be the theme. And there will be some things which we will disclose tomorrow onwards. What will help us to connect with the Lord? And that is what we will meditate for the rest of Kartik. Hopefully you can take benefits. And not that I'm perfect or anybody is perfect here. All of us, we need each other. And with that Sangha, when we do it with that sincerity, the mercy of Prabhupada and Krishna comes. That is what helps us to advance. We will chant 1 more time those verses that we had, and then with that we will go for Damodar Ashtakam. Imam Sri Bhagavan Ubacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manorikshva Kave Brave Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu सकालेन महता योग नष्ट परंतप। श्री श्री कार्तिक मंथ महामहोत्सव की श्रील प्रभु